is one of the regions that dominated the highlights owing to the communal clashes and banditry attacks. And today on County Check, we are going also to touch on issues of tourism. It is one of the regions that prides in two products when it comes to tourism, wildlife, and the lakes. And His Excellency Governor Stanley Kiptis will be telling us more on the impacts that has come with devolution and also challenges. This as he does his first term. We'll also be finding out if he will be going for a second term when we'll be handling politics matters. Now, welcome on set, His Excellency Governor Stanley Kiptis. This is County Check. We are coming live from your office in Cabernet. And maybe just to kick us off, tell us what are the states of security in Baringo County. It's bordering Turkana County. At the same time, it's bordering Laikipia County. And this is not the first time we have had conflicts of interest when it comes to security matters. We have had people injured. We have had cattle stolen. And what is the state at the moment?
First, welcome, Irene. Welcome to Baringo, the county of diversity. First of all, devolution is very healthy. In itself, it has enabled the general public to appreciate the services that come along with devolution. We have a lot of benefits, although there are also challenges. Focusing on this matter that is on hand now, on the issue of insecurity, I want to actually appreciate the national government and also the agencies that work with us. I want to appreciate the churches, I appreciate the partners that have worked along to ensure that we stabilize as a county and we get rid of this cattle rustling. The insecurity menace in Baringo is as a result of cattle rustling. It is more in that sector that there are these conflicts. We have experienced this for quite some time now, but as we speak currently, the position of things is that peace is coming along with these interventions that are put in place. The border between Elgeyo Marakwet and Baringo is now peaceful, courtesy of leaders coming together. And also the population within that region have accepted to walk the journey of building peace. So we have many partners that work together with us. But as a county government, we have also organized a number of forums between the communities residing within that region. We've been having forums between the Tugins and the Pokots, forums between the Aljamus and the Pokots, forums between the Torois and the Pokots. That is internal within Baringo County. We have also organized a number of forums between Elgeyo Marakwet community, which are the Marakwets per se, and the Pokots and the Tugins. Now, these forums has actually brought about peace and coexistence within that region. We are also putting in place a lot of other mechanisms, working with the national government and with partners. We want to actually come up and improve the infrastructures within that region. Because of the prolonged conflict that has been with us for quite some time, then there was a bit of lack of development within those regions. Now, as a county, we have actually become fair enough, and we are doing what we call equitable development approaches within the 6 sub-counties. So we don't leave and neglect Tiati, which has actually been facing a lot of challenges due to negligence. That region has been neglected for quite some time. But now, currently, working together with partners, working with NOREP as well, we are opening up the infrastructure within those regions. The national government has given us also support that we have peace roads that are being constructed, and it is domiciled in the office of the county commissioner. And working together that journey, we are realizing now that this influx of cattle rustling has gone down in those regions. We have a year from 2017 November all the way to the close of the beginning of this year that we had experienced a peace within Baringo County. But there was a bit of like 2 or 3 boys who are actually banned, and they are the enemy of the society. They are not per se the Pokots, although they actually reside in Tiati, but they are just but cartel. It has moved from what it used to be to small boys who are stealing these animals and creating mayhem in those regions. Yes, we have lost lives. We have lost lives. We have many schools who are closed. But with these forums, I want to appreciate the MPs, Muchuma Kamket, Muchuma Cheptumo, Muchuma Cameron. We have worked together with Women Rep and all the leaders in Baringo. And now there is peace. We have started moving. You remember we moved those of them who were at Ngambo camp. We stayed there for quite some time, for 2 years. But they are now at Makutani. What we have done for them is, after moving them there with the support of the national government, we have also started some activities like irrigation activity which is going on now. And they are doing it between the three communities. The Pokots and the Aljamus and the Tugen are working together in that irrigation scheme, which bring about that meaning of coexistence. So we're putting in place activities that will ensure that that coexistence is sustained. At the same time, a number of health facilities had been closed. So many of those that are in that region were not getting health services. But courtesy of that working together, there's now peace is restored, and even those areas of Akwichatis, Nasto Road, those areas of Makutani, which need not to have any health personnel due to the fear of the conflict. We are now establishing those positions, and we are now ensuring that the health services are up and running. But now schools like also in Arabal.
As we resolve that,
yes,
we also look at other resources that are limited, that are resulting to conflicts. What are other solutions that we are having when it comes to water supply in the region? How equitable is it?
We have managed to reduce access to water mass or water provision. We have tried through drilling of boreholes. We're working with partners like now Chaika, El Prach, and we got 73 boreholes. Other partners, including CDF, did a number of boreholes. We have also done as a county. So we have a total of 317 boreholes in Baringo County that actually help in mitigating the issue of water provision. We have also done a number of water pans. We have a number of water pans in those regions. For example, in Ripco Ward, we have done 17 water pans. Together, that is with partners. So what we're doing is we are investing in ensuring that the access to water, the distance is reduced. It was closer to 15 kilometers, but many times that's come down to 5, and we want to reduce to even 3, that accessing of water. And we want also to ensure that we actually ensure that the clean water is in our mind. We were now planning to do, together with partners like Red Cross, we are doing a treatment plan at Marigat. We want to do another treatment plan at Chemalingot and another treatment plan at Mogotio.
And with these plans, are we also trying to resolve the floods menace any time that it rains in Baringo County, because people are displaced from their homes? Are we looking at resolutions in having these floods contained at some point?
Yeah, incidences of that nature has been actually visiting us for quite some time, but working together with the national government, we have ensured that we try to mitigate the same. So the national government, together with us and partners, we have actually tried to open. We have this Mathenke plant that tend to encroach and block the flow of water in River Perkera and those streams within Marigat, because that's an area within Marigat that has been experiencing flooding. But we want to appreciate and thank God that even now we are experiencing all this heavy downpour. And because of the measures that we put in place from the beginning of this year, by actually securing and putting a lot of gabions together with the national government, we have now don't experience that kind of flooding within Marigat. But we're still undertaking the issue of conservation. What I want us to do is, and we are doing, we have tried to actually advise and inform the community to do what we call conservation. We are doing a lot of reforestation and afforestation in the upper zones. That is Koipatek, those areas of Mogotio, these areas of Baringo South towards Koriama. We want to ensure that the population there plant trees. So what we are doing is we are actually providing the community with a number of seedlings so as to allow us to plant them. That will actually reduce degradation. That's what we are doing.
And what about the bridges, His Excellency? What about the bridges? Anytime we have rains, we have to have an incident where a bridge has been cut off, has been washed away by the waters. any efforts that you're doing?
Yeah, we are doing a number, and you are all aware that resources are limited. So the resources that we get, we actually utilize and ensure that, because everything is done in counties under public participation. So what we do is we go to the community within that reach, and then we appeal to them such that they consider putting their money in priority areas, for example, on access. So we've done a number of bridges in those regions, especially the lower parts, that is in Kerio Valley, and also the lower parts of Baringo, that's those areas of Mogotio, Baringo South, and also Tiati. We are doing that with time. We have done a number of bridges together with the community, and also we have partners who have helped us, and the national government. Like, for example, to cross over from Kinyang to Chemolengot was hampering development, and also the movement of people and goods. But we want to thank the national government that as we speak now, that bridge has been done, and it is, I suppose that the national government are going to open it anytime soon.
Unfortunately, we have also seen Baringo County being on the media highlights owing to drought, and at the same time, we have lost lives owing to drought, Mwana Governor. What's happening? What goes wrong?
On the issue of food security, because this is an aspect of food security, and the only entry point is agriculture. So what we are doing in the agriculture sector is that we are coming up with a new technology. Like, for instance, we are encouraging farmers to actually come up with feedlots. What we are doing in the lower parts, those areas without ranches, we are encouraging farmers to come up with feedlots so as to allow them utilize the resources available, like grass and pasture within the region, in a good management point. Because many times we do like nomads, moving animals, the livestock, that is the cattle, and also the camels, and the sheep and the goats. They just graze anyhow. But we are now working together with partners, and also us in the Department of Agriculture. They are now going to doing what you call extension services. We had not actually employed agricultural extension officers, but through internship, we managed to employ 60 agricultural extension officers who are being used now to help farmers get to embrace the new approaches in agricultural development. We are also doing irrigation schemes. As I pointed out earlier, that we have the Makutani irrigation scheme, we have the Emposos irrigation scheme, which I want to appreciate Water Fund has given us funds. We got 70 million, which we are going to actually pump in 50 million to try to upscale that irrigation scheme. We have 13 irrigation schemes in Baringo, and a number of them are now helping us in ensuring that we get food. I want to believe that sooner or later, Baringo will be actually exporting foodstuff from Baringo, especially maize, beans. But we are encouraging also our farmers not to depend so much on maize. We are also, like, recently we launched supply of avocado, supply of mangoes, and we are supplying to farmers. Even now we are coming up with macadamia, working with the national government, and I want to appreciate the irrigation scheme in Marigat and the Parwesa irrigation scheme, where we are doing now the seedlings. So we are now encouraging farmers to do mixed farming. We are doing for fruits farming, and as well as crop farming, and because also livestock is the game changer in Baringo. We depend so much in livestock. So we're now doing Maoi Slaughterhouse, a very big habitat that is now going to be in Marigat. It is going to be the game changer because in the value chain.
As we come up with all
Yes.
these developments, are we considering the vulnerable in the society, the women and the youth, in job creation, in accommodating them, and also uplifting their living standards?
Yeah, I think we are leading in Baringo. Recently, we came up with a youth forum. And we have actually we did what we call election from the sub-location. We are now engaging youth in coming up with programs and also method that will allow the youth to get engaged in the aspect of socioeconomic development. In Baringo also, we ensure that 30% of the procurement in Baringo County goes to youth, women, and people with disability. We are walking the talk, and they are applying. Well, the challenge is the resources that we will use to actually ensure that they carry out their mandate. Because counties, we don't have funds to give to the youth, but we have actually set aside some few funds. We have 20 million, which we actually give to the Chamber of Commerce to actually distribute to the business community, for them actually to startups. And we are also commencing a JIRA program in our county that will actually, we are setting aside some funds. That will be an area that the youth can get some capital to carry out some investments. That's what we are doing in Baringo.
It is commendable that we have improved infrastructure and health facilities which have come with devolution.
Yes.
But then there is the aspect of education, the girl child education. Where are we at the moment? And are we also supporting FGM, or are we against the female genital mutilation? And what is the response from the county government?
I want to actually inform all of us that we are fighting that menace. The Constitution of Kenya brings about both gender, the male and the female. So in Baringo, we are not left behind. We have also some organizations that has been helping us, well, as even the First Lady, the Women Rep, and some many organizations that have come in handy to ensure that we eradicate this kind of a menace that has actually made a number of our young girls not to access education. So we have a number of forums that we usually mount during the holidays within those regions. So we are doing a number of advocacy together with partners, and we have done a lot. Well, recently, there was, even now, there's a meeting that is going on at Muchuma, where youth have been placed in a certain organization to ensure that they actually build and allow them to understand the dynamics of the youth. So that's what is going on now. We are working with partners.
And what is the target number? What number are we looking at when it comes to girl child? You also say that boy child is an issue in Baringo County. Tell us more about that.
Yes, the issue of boy child is an issue because of this ketterasel. You know, boys as go-getters. And we are now encouraging the boy, especially at Tiati, Baringo South, and the lower parts of Baringo North. The boy child is endangered because many times they are used by the cartels to carry out these activities. Because even those that are really in the front in ketterasel are youth of between 12 years and 17 years who are being used by the cartels. So what we are doing is working with the chiefs, working with the leaders within those regions. We want to ensure that everybody accesses education. And I want to continue to appeal to the Minister of Education that they ensure that all of the school-going age children must be in school in those regions to actually not only reduce the menace, but ensure that they get to understand the nature of development so that they may not only go through this issue of livestock or cattle, because there are other avenues of ensuring that there is food on the table. And the only way is through education.
Talking of other avenues, how are we exploring the tourism potential in Baringo County? I understand at the moment we are having millions of flamingos which have migrated from Lake Natron in Tanzania to Kenya. How are we utilizing these potentials? We have the wildlife products, we have the lake products, Lake Bogoria and Lake Baringo.
Oh, thank you. Welcome to Baringo. I want to welcome all of us, both from within and without. We are pleased that we have the three lakes, Lake Bogoria, Lake Baringo, and Lake Abnarok. And our topography is also very much appealing. We have a number of fauna and flora that is very appealing, that when one is stressed in Nairobi, Mombasa, or elsewhere, can come and relax here. And at the same time, enjoy the scenics and what God has blessed us with. This time around, we want to thank God that flamingos, you know, in Baringo, we have a lot of algae. So they come and feed in Lake Bogoria. Whereas in Natron is where they go on lakes and produce. So this time around, and I want to appreciate the press and the media for marketing us. It is through that has made and ensured that people from China and from Europe are actually visiting Baringo. So I want to appreciate the media for that which you are doing for us. We are now at a point that we want to appreciate that the Department of Tourism and Environment has also gone a notch higher in trying to ensure that the infrastructure within our lakes, Lake Baringo and Lake Bogoria, is in tandem with our program of ensuring that those of them who visit us get access to that very important resource and watch over the birds. Now, the birds that are actually in Baringo, especially the flamingos, they have a pattern. And we are now documenting the pattern. Research is still going on. We have a pattern that from June all the way to October, is the time that these flamingos actually are found in Lake Bogoria. So we would actually going to package that and ensure that we present globally that this is the time that they can visit us. So working with partners, I know we shall grow this industry and notch higher.
As we wind up, time is not on our side.
Yes.
I'd like us to touch on referendum. Are you supporting the Punguza Mizigo initiative, which has been the talk of discussion on KBC this morning?
What we want to actually, like, as a governor of Baringo, is want to appreciate that there is a discussion, there is a debate, there is an engagement. Let us continue engaging. The Punguza Mizigo present their own way of understanding. The PPI come with theirs. We can also come with one from Baringo. Let's continue engaging. At one point in time, we shall get out the right way forward. But mine is this. Let us be mindful of Wanjiko. Let's be mindful of Kemboy. Let's be mindful of our people here. What is Wanjiko needs is the needs that the governor is saying must be focused on. At the same time, let more resources come to the counties. We need resources. If the Punguza Mizigo will bring more resources for us to serve our people better, then that be it.
Lastly, Governor, will you be running for the second term or will you be following in the footsteps of your predecessor, one term and out?
I think currently I have support of Wananchi, and we work together with Wananchi. Everything that we do in the county is done courtesy of working together with the population, with the people.
Thank you, Bwana Governor. That has been His Excellency Bwana Stanley Kiptis, the Governor of Baringo County, giving us a brief on issues affecting Baringo County. He has talked about health, he has talked about infrastructure, he has talked about insecurity and concerns that will lead to regional development. Back to you, Broadcasting House.